Welcome back to Sunrise, everyone. The time now is 6:28 this morning. Well, today is Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day. Now, it commemorates a day when slavery officially ended in the U.S., June 19, 1865. President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, but it took 2.5 years for that news to reach all of the Confederate states. Now, this year, corporate America is getting on board in light of the nationwide protest sparked by George Floyd's death and the fight against systemic racism. Companies like Nike, MasterCard, Twitter, and the NFL are giving employees a day off. But there's also been a push for years to make it a federal holiday, which would close down most government offices, schools, banks, and many businesses for the day. But it's also a time to reflect and reckon with the fact that systemic racism is still rooted in all aspects of our society today, and progress is still needed for Black Americans to have true equality. Now let's take a look at employment. Studies show that companies are more likely to call back a candidate who has a name that's more commonly associated with white people. Black workers reportedly account for 26% of EEOC discrimination claims, but only make up 13% of the workforce. Black Americans are more likely to be unemployed or have low-paying jobs compared to white Americans, and that's in part due to education disparities. But studies also show that Black workers earn less than white workers even when they have the same education. There's also the racial wage gap. The Economic Policy Institute says that in 2017, Black men made about 70 cents for every $1 their white counterpart made. The gap is especially large when it comes to Black women, who made 62 cents for every $1 a white man makes, according to the National Women's Law Center.